Alrighty, discussion board 3, screening and evaluation. I'm going to go down each section on this and briefly talk about it. Some of them throughout Smile we technically don't directly do, but as an OT student and our understanding of our profession, we have kind of done our own processing mentally and for our occupational profile. But throughout Smile, we do not set an exact chart review at all. What Patty does is write down what student or client is coming at what time and puts a instructor or helper with each client. We don't see anything of a background on any of our clients. We can't review how long they've been there or anything. Our information and our chart review comes directly from Patty. So it is very short term on information, and if a client is around or another family member, we don't talk about it. But throughout the staff, she is trying to inform us of certain conditions or how clients sometimes will have outbursts or any information that she has seen throughout the camp, but it has all been throughout their experience here at Smile with their appointments and everything that they do have. So it's not technically like a chart review, but having that and understanding those possible concerns or anything we need to be aware of is very nice and very helpful. With screening and assessments, they do not technically do any of that, but throughout my first day, and I know Josie and Clancy, we were really kind of screening and doing our own ideas of what we could do and how we could do it. For example, today, last discussion board post, I did reference a client that has shut down from trauma and no longer independently walks or talks clearly. It's very mumbled and spaced out with how her words are said. And right away when she showed up, I wanted to find out about her. I was seeing what she liked to do, what she wanted to do, her favorite color, anything that she would love to talk about, we talked about. And I wanted to kind of dive in to be like, where's something she would want to do? She has not independently rode the horse by herself. She's always had someone lead her, which is great. However, I really did think she was capable of it, and how much she loves riding, she just seemed like she would like it. So I did ask our instructor and the other instructor that was with me, but I asked our head Patty if she's comfortable, can we let go of her and let her ride herself? And her whole 25-minute session, she rode herself. She even trotted. She was talking to her sister that was in the car and her mom and expressing so much happiness and joy. And throughout my OT understanding, I'm not sure if I would be as super brave and comfortable to reach out and ask if that was okay, but she was making such good progress. I felt that she was ready to go and to that next step, and she was. And I think that was kind of my mental breakdown of my assessment and screening for this client to see where she was at and where she could go if she was comfortable. Throughout my session with her today, I did do a mental occupational profile, and I did get a lot of history information from her mom, which I thought was very good to understand where they came from, what kind of has happened, and the condition that she has, as well as multiple of her siblings from this trauma, was very helpful. And that is a huge history background that I would not understand why this might have happened to this client, as she was fully independent, walking and talking, and then all of a sudden just shut down. But once she said she was abused in trauma, that made a lot of connections that I don't think where I'm at right now in school I would have been able to connect that. But with her mom saying that, I was like, you are right. Like, that is a sign. You shut down and have that right away, and was able to click that. Occupational performance. I feel like this is very performance, as they are coming to this facility. They are prepping their horses, like I said. They are doing their activities, and then they are taking down and putting everything away. And the results of this shows them so much independence, like I said on our last one, on my last video, and just to be able to see their performance skills of what they are capable of doing. They are able to initiate and go get their brush. They are able to brush their horse in a circular motion, up and down, across, switching hands, and then walking around to the other side, scooting around, or we turn the horse for them if they are not able to do that. And all of those tasks that we might not think about, but the 8 steps that are like on that chart that I have posted on my other videos are so many little details into one that really look at our clients' performance levels. And throughout that, the client factors and context of the evaluation and analyzing the client factors are really shown within those steps, and as they take their time to complete those tasks as well. Like I said in my first video, there are steps by steps that everybody takes to set up and prep each horse with each client. So the administrators, staff, and everybody around follow the protocols that are needed to be for this facility. As well as for the other questions on this section, they don't document anything, and their results are they completed camp, and this is the last week of the summer program, and they're done. I was talking to Patty today, and I said something around the lines of maybe, because a lot of kids, she has referenced, a lot of kids have kind of lost interest or died down throughout the summer, as it has been 16 weeks, I think. It started the week after Mother's Day, or before. But it's a 16-week program, summer's ending, school's starting, they're excited for the next thing. But I did kind of ask if there would be a way that we could work up on each step, instead of having them start each step and having the instructors kind of start, because my understanding is on their first week, they were like, okay, we're gonna go grab a bridle, grab this bridle, and told them to do each step, instead of being like, okay, first step today is I'm gonna have you grab the bridle, and then I'll help you with everything else. And then next week, you'll do first step and second step. So they were able to like build up and look forward to the next thing. That was just something we kind of thrown around to be able to see their progress, as well as not just being completely done at the end, to be like, as you reflect back on your sessions, like week 1 you were able to do this, this, and this yourself, and now you are able to do it all. As well as if they were able to, I mentioned if they like riders and their staff member were able to like at the end sit down and talk about what they did best or what went well, or even if it was just a staff member documenting like, today client seemed sad, client did not talk much, or today client rode independently by themselves, they loved it, they started trotting, they would be great to go to the open arena and circle around the barrels by themselves. But there is no time to do that, I think, is how Patty kind of ended it, and that they try to keep the same staff members on staff all the time. However, I know they've had some turnovers, or some kids have went to college, back to college, so they might not have the same experience with this client that someone else did. And so that was kind of like a gap where I mentioned to her that this might be a benefit to document and have some context or written notes on each camper, so the next person is aware of like how camp went last week, since they do have good days and they do have bad days all around like us all, but to know what works and what doesn't, and not figuring that out every day at a new session with that client. But overall, I think that this camp is amazing, and it is very therapeutic based for not having an OT or anything directly on site. It is amazing, and for not doing what we know as the assessment evaluation and the performance of the occupational performance and profile that we do going to these places. It is done. It's just not directly in the route we know, but having our experience and doing what we are, it is just a natural thing out there, and it has been so much fun.